Hey, what's going on? Big K back again for another video here. And in this video, I wanted to talk about my experiences working at Target. About last year or so, I worked for Target for a little bit, and I worked as a Flow Team member. Now, what's a Flow Team member? A Flow Team member is basically like a freight team. So basically, what I did every day was I came into work at 3:30 a.m. every day. All right, like usually Monday through Friday, but it changed after a while. So the start time every day was 3:30 a.m. As soon as I would come in, we would just like set up and get ready to unload the truck. And then, around 4 o'clock, everyone else came in, and then we would start the unload process, unloading the trucks. And Target trucks were massive, man. There was very short amount of small trucks that we got. I mean, most of them were like 2,000 plus trucks, but it's a pretty big store. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. So we would unload the entire truck. It was cool because we had these rollers that were electric. So like half the truck, we would just put the boxes on it, and then it would just take it down the line. And then you got everyone standing like behind these rollers, just putting the correct department number on a pallet. And then you got people with pallet jacks taking the pallets out once they're full and putting them like at the right place in the store. So it was a pretty good process. I mean, the whole process was good. I mean, it was fast and efficient. So it just took lots of people to do it though. The pay was pretty decent at Target, not too bad actually. There was $1 shift differential between like 12 and 8 a.m. I think an 8-hour period you got paid an extra $1. So I'd come in at 3:30. So from 3:30 to 8 o'clock, I was making $12.50. And then if I stayed longer after that, like 8 to 12 or whatever, I was making $11.50 an hour. So that was pretty good. And I was just part-time at Target. I was still getting some decently nice checks, So we'd be unloading the truck, and it would take usually around an hour or so. They wanted to get the trucks done by 5 a.m. That's when they wanted the trucks done by. Like any time before that was nice, and kind of weren't happy if it was past 5 a.m. So then after we unloaded the truck, we're doing all this stuff, and as I mentioned earlier, people brought the pallets out to the floor and put them in the right location with all the products on the pallet. And now a kind of weird thing that we did, it was called bowling. You would literally throw the items down the aisle, you just tossed them. So it was called bowling. And then there's numbers on the packaging, right? There's like the little sticker, it tells you everything about it. So it'd be like, 1-3 or whatever. And that would be like the third shelf in. So you would just like kind of like look and see where that's at, and you would just toss it down. So you'd have so after we unload the trucks, we're just tossing boxes down these aisles and stuff. It was pretty cool. It was nice. And then, after we were done bowling, then we started working like, from one aisle all the way down to the end. So it was pretty cool, I guess. And really, I mean, not too much to the job. We unloaded the trucks, we put the product in front of the shelves, and then we put the product on the shelves. Pretty much that was the entire day. But they wanted us to get all the stuff that was on the floor, like I mentioned bowling, where everything we put it in front of the shelves. They wanted to get all that stuff done by 8 a.m. They wanted all of that stuff done by 8 a.m. before customers started coming in the store, which makes sense, safety hazards or whatever. You don't want anyone tripping and suing. So yeah, I mean, working at Target, not too bad. I can't really speak for every store, but I mean, my store that I worked at wasn't too bad. Alright, so that's really it for the whole job review right there. That was the basic in and outs of the day. It was super simple. Flow Team member. That's what it was, Now here I'm gonna talk about some other things that I didn't really like about Target. And really another thing that I really didn't like was, since we came in at 3:30 a.m., we would go to break everyone would go to break at 6:30, I believe it was. Yeah, 6:30 it was a.m. And they would not let us go outside. I was like, what? That's ridiculous. Because I love taking my break outside, Like even if it's like 10 degrees out, I'd rather go outside and sit in my car and freeze for 15 minutes than stay in the store. I don't like being in an enclosed environment the entire time, I just like to be out of there. I don't want to be in there. I don't want to have to sit in a break room and socialize with people I don't really, care for. Not trying to make tons of friends. I just want to do my thing and get out of there. So yeah, not being able to go outside for break time, That was a drawback. I really didn't like that at all. That was pretty annoying. But yeah, I really don't know what else to talk about. It was a pretty super simple job, just stocking shelves and loading trucks. That's it. But Target wasn't that bad of a place to work for. Probably the only thing I really, really hated about the job was going in at 3:30 a.m. because it just completely throws off any life you want to have. So, there's that. Take that into consideration if you're doing flow team. I'm not sure if every store is the same, but that's how the store I worked for was. 3:30 a.m. was the start time. But yeah, that's really it for the Target job review. And that's it for the video, guys. Peace out.